The Lessons of History, written by Will and Ariel Durant, is a sweeping and compact study that distills the patterns, forces, and lessons that recur throughout human civilization. Based on the Durants' extensive 11-volume story of civilization, this concise 102-page book was published in 1968 and offers an accessible overview of the cycles and themes observed throughout history. The Durants explore broad patterns, philosophical reflections, and moral insights that they believe can guide humanity in understanding its past and shaping its future. Here's an in-depth review covering the main ideas and insights presented by the authors. 1. Themes of human nature and biology. The Durants begin with a grounding premise: human nature, shaped by our biological and evolutionary heritage, largely remains constant. They argue that while circumstances and societies change, human instincts like the drive for survival, power, and reproduction are enduring. They state, human nature is the fundamental constant in history, underscoring that any understanding of historical trends must consider these unchanging traits. This biological perspective explains, in their view, why certain patterns, like conflict and competition, recur across civilizations. 2. The role of geography and environment. Geography and environment play a major role in shaping the direction of societies. For example, access to rivers, fertile land, and strategic locations often determined whether a civilization would flourish or falter. The Durants use examples like Egypt and Mesopotamia to illustrate how natural advantages allowed for early prosperity. Conversely, societies in more hostile environments, such as the steppe nomads, developed unique resilience and adaptability, which sometimes allowed them to challenge more settled civilizations. 3. Economic determinism. In discussing the forces that drive history, the Durants examine economics as a core determinant. They assert that economic interests often underlie social and political shifts. Economic disparities, for instance, have historically led to social upheavals and revolutions, such as the French Revolution and the Bolshevik Revolution. They explore how the quest for resources, wealth accumulation, and trade routes have fueled both the rise of empires and the fall of ruling classes. 4. Religion and morality. The Durants view religion as both a unifying and divisive force. They argue that religions provided moral codes that helped maintain social order, especially in times when secular laws were weak or absent. However, they also explore the conflict religious institutions often caused, citing examples like the Crusades and religious wars in Europe. Religion, according to the Durants, is one way societies have sought to create a moral framework, even though these frameworks have varied widely across cultures. 5. Government and power. In examining governments, the Durants believe that power ultimately corrupts, and they observe a recurring cycle where governments rise, become corrupt or oppressive, and are eventually overthrown or reformed. This theme of cyclical government change, often called the cycle of regimes, is seen in various political systems, from ancient Rome to modern nation-states. They reflect on the challenges inherent in balancing power and governance with justice and freedom, noting that too much of either can lead to tyranny or chaos. 6. The interplay of war and civilization. The Durants adopt a somewhat controversial view on war, positing it as a recurrent and almost inevitable part of human civilization. They acknowledge its brutality but argue that war has, in certain respects, accelerated technological and social progress, as societies under pressure innovate and adapt. However, they also stress the heavy toll war exacts on societies, from loss of life to economic drain. Despite its horrors, they believe that war reveals both the heights and depths of human character and resilience. 7. The evolution of progress and culture. The Durants discuss the concept of progress, questioning whether it is real or simply perceived. They argue that technological advancements often outpace moral and social progress, creating new challenges. For example, they observe that while modern societies have made strides in science and technology, these advancements have also enabled the creation of more devastating weapons. The Durants emphasize that true progress must be measured not only by material advancement but also by moral and cultural enrichment. 8. Race and history. Though brief, the Durants touch on the sensitive topic of race, noting that while different racial and cultural groups have unique characteristics, the shared human experience transcends these differences. They caution against using race as an explanation for historical outcomes, advocating instead for an understanding of the socioeconomic and environmental factors that shape civilizations. 9. The role of the individual. While many historians focus on broader forces, the Durants also highlight the importance of exceptional individuals. Figures like Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and Leonardo da Vinci are examined as transformative characters who influenced their eras profoundly. The Durants argue that while societies and environments shape individuals, certain people, through their vision, charisma, or innovation, can dramatically alter the course of history. 10. Progress and decline. The Durants conclude with a meditation on whether history follows an upward trajectory toward progress or if it is a series of cyclical rises and falls. They suggest that civilizations inevitably experience both, pointing out that while specific societies may rise and decline, humanity as a whole has made strides in knowledge, culture, and technological capability. Yet, they caution against complacency, arguing that every generation must work to maintain and build upon the gains of previous ones. Philosophical reflections and lessons. The book is not just a summary of historical events but also a moral reflection on the lessons humans can draw from them. They argue that history can offer a sense of perspective, showing the brevity of human life and the transient nature of civilizations. They emphasize humility, patience, and a long-term perspective on social challenges. The Durants' lessons can be summed up as follows. Humility and patience. Societal progress is slow and often cyclic. Balancing idealism with realism, recognize human flaws while striving for ethical improvement. Caution with power. Power tends to corrupt, so it must be checked and balanced. War and peace. While conflict seems inevitable, striving for peace remains essential. Conclusion. The Lessons of History remains a timeless analysis that prompts readers to reflect on the patterns and lessons history offers. Though succinct, it is filled with insights about human behavior, societal structures, and recurring themes. The Durants' work encourages readers to see beyond the immediate and consider broader historical forces, drawing on the past to navigate an uncertain future.